Championship cues rested in their racks during the war years. Otherwise, Walter Lindrum would have added to his illustrious record. He played only to entertain GIs and RCs in the Southwest Pacific or give exhibitions for war funds. Fundamentally, American and English billiards are the same. This is an English table measuring 12 feet by 6, with the pockets only 3¼ inches wide, as against the 5½-inch pockets on the American 10 by 5 tables. Walter is always careful to get a straight cue. The curly ones are strictly for WC fields. Chalk's cheap and should not be used sparingly. In chalking a cue, it's essential to chalk the outside as well as the center of the tip, the slippery outside surface being more important than the center. Turn the cue in the chalk and whisk the chalk over the cue. His bridge head is never more than 6 inches away from the cue ball, with the cue resting lightly in the palm of the hand and not in the fingers. But to the good billiardist, many of the advantages are not only in one's personal skill, but in capitalizing the errors of others. This player, in breaking up, has lost control of both the cue ball and the red, and instead of playing for safety, is leaving the red in a vulnerable position right over the pocket. And this would be a gift to an ordinary opponent, but to leave the red up like this for Lindrum is just plain harakiri. Now Lindrum's starting to capitalize on the errors. And now, in off the white in the end pocket. Note how each shot progressively improves position for a big scoring break. He's now working down the table to get into position for a series of nursery cannons and an unlimited break after just 4 shots. He takes a difficult bending position across the table without affecting his accuracy. Because he could go on doing this for hours, modern rules have limited nursery cannons to 30 in succession. From this position, Lindrum usually runs up to 100 points in 1 minute or under, only 30 at a time. And for a bit of variety, he pots a few reds. Yes, sir, it's just like taking candy from a kid. This is how the breakup should be done. Placing the cue ball 3 inches from the side spot, Lindrum leaves both balls in difficult positions for his opponent. The red ball is left in balk, with the white safe against the cushion. Say, if the other fella can make a break out of this, he's better than Houdini. Marking a ball clockwise to show positions, Lindrum gives spin to the cue ball by hitting between 7 and 8 o'clock for left-hand spin. In America, this spin is called English, but unless you learn full control, it can be double Dutch. For right-hand spin, he hits between 4 and 5. You can take our word for it, the ball goes in. A 2-cushion cannon, which looks easy, but try it yourself sometime. Walter doesn't believe in sitting shots. Just like a true sportsman, he tries to get them on the wing in a chaser cannon. Both balls moving to the point of contact. Only a big shot can shoot off a 4-cushion cannon. It's like taking off from Chicago and flying via London and Moscow to reach Los Angeles. And if you think that's a nice little bit of great circle navigation, we'll add 1 more cushion and let the cue ball take off on its long journey. A perfect 3-point landing. While you and I pot around trying to make a 2-break, Walter makes a 9 shot in 1 hit. On multiple cannons, the slightest error throws out all subsequent angles, but Walter completes a 6-cushion cannon in slow motion. 2, 3, 4, 5, but don't be anxious. That cue ball's got just enough toe to make the 6th, though it seems to be coming in on a wing and a prayer. That was no accident, brother. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5½. This is where we came in. But the slow camera's been putting some extra English on that ball. 6. And now in normal speed, we see just the accuracy required for a 7-cushion cannon, and how nonchalantly Lindrum sends the ball off on a home run. One of Lindrum's greatest scoring shots has always been the rocker cannon, in which delicacy of touch and perfect control are an absolute must. There is a limit on the number of successive rocker cannons in a break. 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh, it could go on forever. This is the ack-ack shot. Quick iron, quick firing. A tisket, a tasket. We've got to right the basket and cannon as well. Oh, easy. Potting the red in the basket, jumping the basket, and a cannon on the other side. Nothing to it. One of the most difficult shots in billiards, the topspin heavy massey shot, in which the correct bridge is the secret of success. They used to call this shunting shot the Boston Express, but since Bing and Judy, it's become the Atchison, Topeka, and the Santa Fe. In this hurdle shot, the ball travels 9 feet in the air before entering the basket and bouncing both ball and basket onto the cushion. And now for the 12-ball machine gun shot. 12 cannons in a row and potting the last ball. Oh boy, if we could only do that to a cigarette cue. A really hard one, potting the cue ball in the opposite pocket without touching the colored balls between. Tough? Well, that's how it is. And the champ smiles. There's nothing to it for him.